two things to keep in mind. One, the Prescription Digital Therapeutics Act was introduced last year, and the bill is bipartisan and bicameral. And this bill, towards the end of the session, it had 27 co-sponsors in the House and 3 co-sponsors in the Senate. And as you might know, it's harder to get co-sponsors in the Senate. So we were really happy with the 3 that we had. And I think it got up to 4 because we got Senator Cory Booker really interested in this, and he signed on as a co-sponsor toward the end of the year. One of the things that we faced last year when we were lobbying and advocating on this bill is educating members of Congress and their staff about the difference between digital therapeutics and wellness applications. And we had to go office by office, talk to them, demo different products for them, tell them why this is important to their districts. And that's what we worked on last legislative session. The bill was, there was a lot of people in Congress that were interested in the bill, like a lot of people in leadership we talked to about the bill. And we know that somebody in leadership asked CBO for a score for the bill. So we were really excited about that. But unfortunately, it was like 1 week before the session was over, so we weren't able to get a score. So our goal with the reintroduction of the bill this year is to do 3 things. We're expecting the bill to either be reintroduced this week or sometime in the beginning of March. So our goal is to do 3 things: get more co-sponsors for the bill, get a CBO score for the bill, so drum up enough interest in the House and Senate to get a CBO score, and then also get a bill hearing for the bill. We understand with the current legislative climate and, with Republicans controlling the House, that a lot of Medicare and Medicaid cuts are on the table. So we're really hoping that none of the cuts are going to be made, but we're also hoping for a bill hearing for the Medicare bill. And I think, one thing to mention is this bill does 3 things. Number 1, it defines digital therapeutics. Right now, we don't have a federal definition of what a digital therapeutic is. Number 2, it asks CMS to create a new benefit category for digital therapeutic products. Again, because our products are so unique, they don't fit under any of the existing benefit categories that CMS have. So we've asked them to create a new benefit category for us. And then the third piece is that there's going to be a reporting requirement for our manufacturers to report certain information to CMS, to HHS, it'll be information like how many patients these products were prescribed to, how many doctors have prescribed these products, that sort of thing. The bill is only focused on prescription digital therapeutics because, as I understand, and Andy, please correct me if I'm wrong, before my time, when this bill was being worked on, a lot of the stakeholders sat around and they said, we want this bill to be focused on everybody, but if we make it focused on everybody, the fiscal note on the bill is going to be astronomical. Like, we're talking about billions of dollars as the fiscal note of the bill. The CBO score for the bill, I mean. So the stakeholders decided to make this bill only focused on prescription digital therapeutics. And hopefully, if we get this bill through, we can come back to Congress a few years later and talk about reimbursement for non-prescription digital therapeutic products. Very valid question. I think the issue that we run into right now is that we don't know how much this is going to cost. And some of our member companies contracted a third-party company to do an analysis for them on how much the bill is going to cost. And that analysis came up to $600 million over a 10-year period for Medicare and Medicaid. But again, without a CBO score from CBO, our like members in Congress they need to know how much this is going to cost, right? Like what we say it's going to cost is going to be different from what CBO says it's going to cost. And, once we find out, we can definitely work with the members of Congress on mitigating. If it's too much, then we can talk about why we need this, because, it really helps saves lives. And that technology is something that we need in our lives right now. And if it's just on par, then we have a win-win situation. The Medicaid bill that was introduced 2 weeks before the 117th Congress concluded, this Medicaid bill was a suggestion from the Senate finance staff that we were working on as a zero-cost bill that was just going to be instructions from CMS to all the state Medicaid directors on how to cover digital therapeutic products, and also give them technical assistance if they needed technical assistance. So that's what the bill was gonna do. Again, the bill was going to be zero cost, but I think at the time of negotiations, the chair of Senate Finance at that time didn't want new Medicaid, new Medicaid provisions to be added. So that's why that bill did not get added. But we did see a lot of positive that came out of that bill. A lot of states are considering reimbursing for digital therapeutics now. We know that Florida is reimbursing for digital therapeutics at the moment. Some of our members have put legislation on the state level to help drive that effort. So it has drummed up support on the state level that we're very grateful for.